Burkina Faso's young revolutionary leader Ibrahim Traoré, together with the AES Alliance, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and new partners like Botswana and Ghana has just announced a historic $80 billion agriculture investment that will transform Africa's future forever. For decades, Africa has been trapped under Western exploitation, exporting raw resources while importing food. But now, a new Pan-African movement is shifting the balance of power. In this video, we unveil how the AES Alliance is pouring billions into agriculture, the shocking reaction from France and the EU as they realize their grip on Africa is slipping, and how ordinary Africans will benefit. If you think you know about the African Revolution, brace yourself for what's coming next. White heavy checkmark $80 billion agricultural mega investment. In an unprecedented move, the AES Alliance, a trinational alliance of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, is investing $80 billion in agriculture. With new members like Botswana and Ghana joining the fold, this initiative aims to make the region the breadbasket of Africa and a major player in global food production. But here's the twist. This mega investment will be financed without Western banks or traditional lenders. Instead, the alliance is tapping into a blend of public funds, investments from African billionaires, and partnerships with nations like China, Russia, and Turkey. This bold step is not just an economic strategy, it's a political statement. It shows that Africa is done being a passive recipient of foreign aid and is ready to take charge of its own destiny. White heavy checkmark rewriting the economic rulebook. Young revolutionary leader Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso is taking the lead in this bold initiative. After ousting the US and French-backed regime of Paul-Henri Damiba, Traoré, who is only 34 years old, is now the president of Burkina Faso. He's become known as the African youth who dared to take on the West and win. Now he's setting his sights on a new battle, ending France's economic dominance over Africa. Under his leadership, Burkina Faso is championing a new narrative in Africa. The narrative is simple: invest in your own or don't deal with the West. And this is resonating with African nations fed up with being exploited for their resources. Countries like Mali and Chad have openly defied Western pressure and embraced this new direction. They are making moves to align themselves with Russia and other non-Western partners, signaling a growing sentiment across the continent. Ordinary Burkinabe citizens are embracing this change wholeheartedly. After Traoré came to power, hundreds of street vendors rallied outside the presidential palace, chanting "Long live the president" and "Down with the imperialists." They are tired of the corrupt leaders of the past who enriched themselves while the country suffered. They now see a beacon of hope in Ibrahim Traoré, a leader who seems genuinely concerned about their welfare. White heavy checkmark a Pan-African agricultural revolution. The AES Alliance is not just about economics, it's about Pan-Africanism. It's a symbol of unity and a commitment to prioritize the collective good over individual national interests. It echoes the vision of the founding fathers of modern Africa, who dreamed of a united and self-sufficient continent. This alliance is breathing life into that dream. The alliance is focusing on key areas such as infrastructure development, trade liberalization, and joint military operations. Infrastructure development is crucial for the success of any agricultural revolution. The alliance is working on improving transportation networks, storage facilities, and irrigation systems to ensure that agricultural products can be efficiently moved to markets both within the region and internationally. Trade liberalization is another cornerstone of the AES Alliance strategy. By reducing barriers to trade among member nations, the alliance is fostering a free flow of goods and services. This not only stimulates economic growth, but also creates a larger, more unified market that can better compete on the global stage. Joint military operations are essential for the security and stability of the region. The alliance recognizes that threats to its food and economic security often come from external sources. Therefore, by coordinating military efforts, member nations can effectively protect their shared interests against common enemies. This includes combating terrorism, transnational organized crime, and external aggression. White heavy checkmark in a significant blow to Western influence. The Paris Club has approved the restructuring of Burkina Faso's debt, marking a potential game-changer in the nation's economic history. This pivotal decision comes as Burkina Faso seeks to chart a new course away from French economic dominance. and towards a future shaped by Pan-Africanism and partnerships with nations like China, Russia, and Turkey. The implications of this debt relief are profound. It frees up Burkina Faso's financial resources, allowing the nation to allocate funds toward critical sectors such as agriculture, education, and healthcare. It also signals a shift in the global financial landscape, as African nations increasingly explore alternatives to traditional Western-led financial institutions. The timing of this debt relief is particularly significant, as Burkina Faso, under the leadership of young revolutionary President Ibrahim Traoré, ushers in a new era of economic reforms. This move aligns perfectly with Traoré's vision for Burkina Faso and the broader AES Alliance. It enables these nations to invest in their own development, reduce reliance on foreign aid, and foster closer ties with partners that share their vision for a more equitable and self-reliant Africa. White heavy checkmark empowering the youth. Recognizing the importance of investing in its most valuable resource, the AES Alliance is prioritizing initiatives that empower the youth. This includes educational programs, vocational training, and entrepreneurship support. By equipping young people with the necessary skills and knowledge, the Alliance is ensuring that they are prepared to take on leadership roles and drive the continent as progress. It is no secret that Africa is the youngest continent in the world. Through targeted investments in education and job training, the Alliance is laying the foundation for a future where African youth are equipped to shape their continent's destiny. White heavy checkmark the shocking Western reaction. The West is panicking as it realizes the jig is up. The days of unearned influence in Africa are over. They never saw this coming. For decades, they've held the reins of power, dictating terms and exploiting resources while African nations toiled under crippling debts. But now the tables are turning, and the implications are sending shockwaves through Western corridors of power. The once unquestioned authority of Western institutions like the IMF and World Bank is being challenged. As African nations, including Burkina Faso, rally together to rewrite the rules, the West is in disbelief. They are struggling to comprehend how African countries are charting an independent course, securing partnerships with entities like China and Russia, and even securing debt relief without ceding control. It's a paradigm shift that the West did not anticipate and cannot comprehend. For instance, the United States is watching anxiously as African nations defy expectations and forge new alliances with Russia and China. The U.S. government is deeply concerned by the growing influence of Russia in Africa. It sees the threat in the Wagner Group's presence in countries like Mali and Libya, and it's wary of increased trade between African nations and China. White heavy checkmark new partners for a brighter future. Burkina Faso's pivot away from the West and towards a more diversified set of partners is a strategic move aimed at securing a brighter future for itself and the wider Sahel region. By diversifying its partnerships, Burkina Faso is mitigating risks associated with over-reliance on a single partner and is positioning itself to benefit from the vast opportunities presented by different global players. This strategic approach holds promise for a more prosperous and secure future for Burkina Faso and the Sahel region as a whole. White heavy checkmark a new dawn for Africa. Burkina Faso's bold steps are lighting a fire that's spreading across Africa. From Nigeria to South Africa, there's a growing sentiment that it's time to take charge of their own destiny. The spirit of Pan-Africanism is alive and well, uniting nations and fostering collaboration to tackle shared challenges. As more countries join the AES Alliance, the movement is gaining momentum. Together, African nations can amplify their voice on the global stage, advocate for fairer trade deals, and challenge the status quo that has held them back for far too long. The future of Africa is brimming with possibilities. With a burgeoning youth population, abundant natural resources, and a spirit of unity, the continent is poised for growth and prosperity. By investing in its people, infrastructure, and strategic partnerships, Africa is laying the groundwork for a brighter tomorrow. The challenges are real, but so are the opportunities. And as Africa continues to stride forward, the world watches with anticipation. Thank you for watching this breaking news report on the astonishing $80 billion agriculture investment by the AES Alliance, led by Burkina Faso's young revolutionary leader Ibrahim Traoré. To stay updated on the latest developments on the African Revolution, subscribe for more updates. Together, let us continue to shine a light on the inspiring changes taking place across the continent and ignite a global conversation about Africa's transformative journey. Remember to like this video, comment below with your thoughts, and share it with friends and family. Your engagement fuels our mission to deliver impactful stories like this one. Stay tuned for more updates. Let's keep the momentum going.
Welcome to African Spotlight 24, your premier source for news and current affairs from across the continent. We're glad you're here. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe, like, and turn on notification to stay up to date with the latest news and analysis. Your support helps us reach more people. Disclaimer: the content of this video is based on credible, publicly available information and is intended for educational, analytical, and informational purposes only. African Spotlight 24 does not promote hate, violence, misinformation, or political unrest. Our goal is to deliver thoughtful insights, highlight local voices, and encourage informed conversations throughout Africa.